Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Boss Bay Business Show. I'm your host, Katan, and this evening I'm going to be interviewing a wonderful entrepreneur that is listed in our directory. I will also be sharing the topic of the night coming from me, and then the entrepreneur that I'll be interviewing will be sharing her topic of the night as well. So, what I want to first do is just start off by giving everybody an opportunity to head to the comments and let me know if you're watching this live. Let us know, drop a heart. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments, and we'd love to learn more about you. And I want to briefly just give a moment of appreciation to one of our wonderful sponsors. We have many, but I'm going to start off with one so you can learn all about their business, and that is travelwithmj.net. So if you are needing travel, they do the heavy lifting so you can travel light. You can head on over to their website and you can check out travelwithmj.net. There's a lot of options when it comes to this brand. If you're someone that likes to book on your own, they do have a self-service booking portal, so you don't have to go through the travel advisor if you're not wanting to. However, if you would like the travel advisor experience and have her research your entire destination experience, down to planning how many people you're going to have, what your preferences are, where you're trying to go, what your budget is, then you can get with her and you can actually purchase a travel research experience. So there you have it, Travel with MJ. I'm going to take one moment to just share this live on all of our platforms so that anybody that wants to come and be a part of the conversation can join us. And welcome. This is episode 164, by the way. I am very excited about us reaching 200 episodes. And I'm also excited to say that we now have 241 YouTube subscribers. So if you are subscribed to YouTube, you are awesome. And if you're not subscribed to YouTube, you're still awesome, but come be awesomer. And subscribe to bossbayblog.com on YouTube so we can have conversations about entrepreneurship, growth, elevation, and things like that. Now, the next sponsor that I want to give appreciation to is actually going to be another entrepreneur coming from our directory, and that is MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. So you can head on over to MJ's Tees and Custom Designs.com, or you can send a message to 234-2741. Sorry, guys, I was a little bit further back. I had to lean in. They have business swag apparel, custom apparel, and seasonal apparel. So make sure you take some time to go check them out. This is perfect for entrepreneurs that are wanting to brand their business and you need logo tees, polos, hoodies, sweatshirts. It's also perfect for event planners if you're wanting to have custom items for your event. And it's great for family reunions, functions, girls' nights, anything that involves you needing to have marketing for your event. Check out MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. And the cool thing about both of these brands is that they're owned by the same entrepreneur, Miriam Jackson. So you can know that they're real, they're verified, and they're credible. And they both are listed in our shopping directory at bossbayblog.com. So shout out to MJ's Tees and Custom Designs. The next sponsor that I want to shout out and say thank you very much to is going to be Bling with Shell. So Bling with Shell has not only sponsored our show, but she has also sponsored our Boss Bay Blog Soft Girl Sunday event, where she has provided complimentary jewelry to all of the guests that were attending Soft Girl Sunday. So, I mean, free necklaces, earrings, bracelets, stylish, fun pieces, some for the women, some for the little ones. I mean, so many pieces. So I just want to say thank you so much to Bling with Shell. We truly appreciate you. Make sure you guys are screenshotting all of these sponsors so you can go and check them out on your own time. And I'm going to give everybody just a moment to screenshot the sponsors while I share in a couple of more platforms. And if you're joining us on this evening and you are an entrepreneur, you are more than welcome to share your business in the comments. Let us know how you found us, and let's have a good time tonight. Let's network, let's learn about each other, and just enjoy the evening. Happy Thursday, by the way. All right, the next sponsor that we are going to be shouting out is Charlie Shops. So if you're looking for deals and custom gift baskets, you can go to 757-842-0556 for holidays, birthdays, parties, and couple occasions. Excuse me, Charlie Shops is a verified business listed in our directory, and they provide wonderful service as well as customized gift baskets, perfect for any occasion. So highly recommend taking a look at Charlie Shops. All right, I have one more community to share to, and then we're going to go ahead and move on this evening because I have quite a few wonderful things that I want to tell everybody about. I got some books coming from the authors that are listed in our directory. I have products that I'm opening up to tell everyone what they're going to be receiving at the Soft Girl Sunday event. Let's see what else we got. I have the message of the night, which I think is going to be a really good one. So anyone that wants to join in, I'd love to have you be a part of this conversation. And let's go ahead and get started. Hello, thank you for joining. Hello, thank you for joining. Happy Thursday. How are you doing? All right. So, like I said, welcome to the Boss Babe Business Show. I'm going to go ahead and bring on our first guest. She is a verified member of our directory. She has 4 businesses, so she's a 4-time entrepreneur. All of her businesses are verified in our directory, and they all support you in different areas of your life, from wellness to travel to relaxation to fitness and just taking care of yourself better by putting the right things inside of your body, to helping you with branding your business. This entrepreneur does it all. So let's go ahead and bring her on. Hello.
Hello. You caught me in the middle of eating my snacks, but it's okay.
That's all right. You get you a couple snacks in between. That's okay. We can work through this. This
We're gonna work through the snacks.
show. We are not opposed to making sure that people eat well. Okay. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I could never be the one to talk about that because at a podcast, one thing I'm gonna do is have me some food.
Listen.
So
okay.
Yeah, ain't nobody stopping me when it comes to that food.
I'm super happy that snacks were always invited to the party because yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm just sharing in a couple more. I forgot to share in our Soft Girl Sunday. I wanted people to be able to check us out and have this conversation tonight, MJ, because I'm curious to know what you're going to be discussing. But before we get into what you're going to be discussing this evening, could you please just introduce yourself, let us know who you are, and tell us about your business.
Snack break.
Oh, yeah. There's that snack break we were talking about. Now I'm kind of jealous because I'm like, dang, I could really, let me not, because I got sunflower seeds. I'll be over here spitting out at the camera.
You can't do that, okay? I'm going to put my other half down until I get off the camera.
Hey, Kanitra, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. How you doing tonight?
All right, so good evening, everyone. For those who might be new to my face, my name is Miriam Jackson. I'm going to go into who I am personally before I go into the business side of me.
Okay.
Personally, I am your college English professor. I am that one where if you send me somebody's Facebook post with bad grammar in it, we're going to have a problem.
Not the college English professor / social media stalker. Grammar.
No, not stalker. No, not
or
stalker.
Grammar police.
Grammar police. That's who I am. Grammar enforcement. Okay, grammar enforcement. But yes, college English professor by weekday, food service worker by weekend, business owner in between those two. All around, I am just a fun-loving person who enjoys laughing. But one fun fact about me, for those who may not know this, my face, I don't have a poker face. I do not have a poker face. If something bothers me, you're gonna see it. If I am happy and I'm excited, you're going to see it. If I'm not, you're also going to see it. I just don't have. I don't have the poker face. I cannot play poker. That is not a game that I will be good in. Couldn't do it. Oh, my head looks so good, y'all. Can't do it.
You're cracking me up because I'm having flashbacks of all the times when we were talking about stuff or something happened and we were all in the same room. And, I'm holding my composure. Sometimes it was in professional moments and sometimes it was in behind the scenes, our kickbacks. Yeah. But I just know you're one of the people I cannot look at because if I look at you, I'm gonna bust out laughing. So yes,
you cannot look at me.
She's correct.
Excuse me. You cannot look. Like they say,
if you're trying to keep it together, don't look at MJ because you're both
don't look at me
down at that point.
Don't look at me. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to, no, I'm not the person. Don't look at me and don't be sitting next to me because I'm probably gonna
nudge you a little bit. Did you see that?
Did you see that? Who told her she could wear that? That's me.
Oh, I
That's
can't.
me. But all in all, I'm that friend that if you want the truth, I'm gonna give it to you. If you want me to sugarcoat it for you, I can't do that. I just cannot do it. And the reason why I say that I cannot do it is because there's got to be that one person in your corner that's going to give you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. Okay. I have that type of friend. I have friends in my corner who will tell me the truth, and they don't care about my feelings. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say it in a rude and a malicious way, but I'm not going to sit there and say yes when I should be telling you that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was like, oh, yeah, girl, that's a great idea. No, that sounds crazy. What are you talking about?
It's the emphasis on the crazy.
That
Crazy.
sounds crazy.
Oh, my God.
What are you talking about? No. But anyway.
Look, because she was about to go get into her sermon of the truth. But we know, I mean, it is true. And it's a good characteristic to have as well, MJ, because you're in the industry where, I mean, I feel like every industry should be like this, but unfortunately, that's not the case. But you're in an industry where if you're not honest with a person about how things could go and what things should look like, it could be a really bad experience for someone that, might change their life for the better or for the worse. So, I think that's a great characteristic to have. I'm talking specifically about your travel industry, but I know we're talking about the Queen's Digital Studio this evening. So let's get into that. How did this, tell us about your business.
So specifically the Queen's Digital Studio, fun fact about the Queen's Digital Studio, it should have came out when MJ's Tees and Custom Designs came out back in 2023. However, I was not happy with the original name of the Queen's Digital Studio. It took me about 2 years to get to this name that I'm at right now. Originally, the digital product business was going to be Digitals by Miss MJ, and I just wasn't feeling the name.
Okay.
I just was not feeling the name. So I did not, go live with that. And I continued to, just kind of hone in and really think about a name that I'm going to like. Because yes, if you've been paying attention to me, MJ is probably a part of all the other brands that I have. Travel with MJ, MJ's Tees and Custom Designs, the wellness brand Complete Scale Change with MJ. MJ is who I am, and I know that. But I wanted something that still represented me without the obvious representation of me. So I chose the Queen, because if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle, my personal Instagram handle is MJ the Queen. So that's where the Queen's Digital Studio came from. And it was just a fun way to still represent me without using my initials in the branding name. It was, after a while you get tired. I mean, you might not get tired of hearing MJ, you might not, but it was something different for me while still being able to represent who I am. So we came up with the Queen's Digital Studio, and we officially launched the Queen's Digital Studio end of last year. So we've only been in business with this brand less than a year. And this business brand is the digital products brand. Anything digital, okay? Social media posts, activities, which is what I've just been working on today. T-shirt designs for those who, don't like to sit down and design t-shirts, but make t-shirts, things like that. So this is where the Queen's Digital Studio kind of comes into play. This is the brand where, it's the sell it and forget it type of brand, because you're able to sell it, make it once, and you're able to sell it multiple times to multiple different people for multiple reasons. So I love this brand. Business number 4 is the baby. And, it allows me to be a little bit more adventurous with designs, like, as you can see on the screen. I'm even venturing out to different designs that I wouldn't typically do, but, there's a need and there's a call for it, so why not? And the Queen's Digital Studio allows me to do that. I once I figured out that this is what I want to do, I had to take a little bit more time to go back and like, am I doing too many different things, or should I be doing more? And then I had to come to realize that what I want to do is what I'm going to do. And I can't continue to look at what everybody else is doing. Yes, get information. Yes, learn from them. But you still have to take that information and apply it into your business.
Yeah.
It's one thing to copy somebody, and there's one thing to be inspired by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of folks that just copy folk because they don't have no original thoughts, or they're unable to produce the original thoughts that they have, so they have to go and they have to outsource. And when I say outsource, I don't mean in the good way of outsource. I mean outsourcing copy.
You said, I mean outsourcing copy. Thank you for the clarification.
I mean copy.
We appreciate you.
I was trying to be cute, but I mean copy. Sorry. But the Queen's Digital Studio can help you with outsourcing. So if you are looking for social media posts, which is where we are, starting to get back into our social media done for you engagement posts, you can outsource that, and that would be great for you to outsource. We do provide social media packs. You see the t-shirt designs, the activities, if you're a word search person or a crossword puzzle person. I'm personally a word search girl. That's just me. It's just a way to be creative and just release. I do like getting into this line to just be able to create and not think about where it's going, but just to put it out there. It's just it's just a nice way to put it all out there. So I do love the Queen's Digital Studio, and this one right now, because it is the baby, it's just like a real born baby. It requires care, it requires attention, it requires all that. So this one is the baby of the brand, and I'm super excited to see everything that's going to come out of the Queen's Digital Studio. And yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. And thank you for introducing your brand. So let's move into your products this evening. What are the products that you're wanting to highlight? Or did you want to talk about your message of the night first?
We can talk about products, because actually the products I want to talk about is over in the activity section. Yeah.
I can't really hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can hear me? Okay. Let me try to refresh my screen. Give me 1 second. Let's see. All right, let me try to refresh my screen one time, because maybe it's something on my end since you guys can hear me. Give me one moment. And what I'll do is, if you like to, in the comments, let me know if you can hear MJ as well. And MJ, I'll just allow you to continue to share your products, and I'll refresh while you do that.
Okay. So if you are willing to venture over to the queensdigitalstudio.net, that's where you'll be able to find all of our digital products. One of the ever growing categories on that website is going to be the activity section. I love the activity section because you can use those two different ways. A few different ways, but the two ways that I'm going to talk about is whether you're using it electronically, you're on your iPad or your tablet, or if you want to print them out. And depending on the activity, you may want to print them out. And that's why I love the activity section of the queensdigitalstudio.net. On the activity section of the Queen's Digital Studio, we just put up a mental health word search.
Oh,
yes, we just put that up. Like, it just came up like maybe 2 hours ago.
okay.
We put up a mental health word search, and at the moment it's only $1.
Okay.
Only $1.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to pause really quick. Anyone that goes to her website and decides they want to shop, if you decide to spend $10 or more, you can use my coupon code KBOSS, all caps, and you're going to receive a discount on top of your purchase. So make sure you do that. Is it 10% off, MJ?
Yes.
Okay. Look, I have so many. But yes, so you're gonna get 10% off your purchase if you decide to spend $10 or more at the queensdigitalstudio.net. But go ahead, MJ. I just want to make sure they knew that.
Yes, I was thinking about that. But the mental health word search, because we are in the middle of May and this is Mental Health Awareness Month, it is absolutely fitting to have that word search made. Now, again, um, you can, if you are a digital girly or digital guy, okay, 'cause we don't want to limit nobody. If you're a digital person and you want to use it on your tablet, it is a PDF file, so you'll be able to save it to your iPad, your tablet, your computer if you wanted to, or if you're looking for a digital detox experience, meaning you're trying to disconnect from the world of Facebook, you can print out that activity and you can, write on the paper. It's a really, really great way for you to do a digital detox, but you're not going to be bored because you have something in front of you that you can do.
Okay. Let me share the screen so you guys can see what that might look like if you're shopping from the computer screen. So it is it underneath activities?
Yes.
Okay. So I was on the done for you page from earlier, but we're going to go to activities, and you're going to see if you scroll on over, we have the mental health word search. This files for personal use. Let's see, this can be enjoyed on a tablet or on a paper for digital detox experience, just exactly what you were talking about. And I'm just going to click on it briefly so you guys can see what that looks like. There you go. And it's only $1. Go
It's
get
only
you
$1.
one. And if you spend $10, use my code. $10 or more, use the code KBOSS, KBOSS, all caps at checkout. But if you just want to get one item, try out the mental health word search. It's just $1. And I'm going to actually see if I can drop that link in the comments for anyone that would like to check it out.
Yes, absolutely. Look, and it is $1 plus tax. Uncle
Oh, I'm
Sam.
sorry. $1 plus tax. Forgot about the
No, you're
tax.
good. Uncle Sam has to get his cut, unfortunately, but it is $1 plus tax. If you decide that you want to purchase that, it's a great way for you to detox from the world of social media and technology. And if you want to disconnect your Wi-Fi and tune into a word search, you definitely want to purchase the mental health word search. This one was very important because yes, Mental Health Awareness Month is this month, but it's something that's very important to me, as somebody who has dealt with mental health. And I don't want to say issues, but mental health episodes.
Okay.
It's important to me to make sure that disconnecting and digital detoxing or detoxing in general, whether it's digital, physical, all of that, it's important because we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we are disconnecting from things that are a negative towards you.
Yeah, I would agree. And I would even say, too much of anything is not good for you. So you have to take a break from these
Right.
things.
And everybody's negative is going to look different. So I can't tell you what your negative looks like. I can tell you what my negative looks like. My negative looks like a person who thinks they're going to come on my page and tell me what they're going to do on my page, or a person who thinks that, the world just revolves around them and everybody else just exists around them. You're no. That's a negative to me. And the reason why that's a negative to me is because everybody has something going on. There is no one person that is important to anybody else. Everybody bleeds the same. Everybody, it's just let's just not, because especially not on any page that I'm a part of. My personal page, my business page. If you've been around me long enough, you already know where that's going to lead you. We don't need to hash that out this evening. But if you want to know where that's going to lead you, do the negative behaviors. Okay, just do it if you want
You want to know. Try it out. I can't. I can't. So is this the only product, or there was another product you mentioned? I couldn't hear you when I had to reconnect.
No, you're good. So one of the other things that I do want to discuss is going to be the digital vault. For those who, would love to gain all of this without having to go and shop at the website all the time, you can go and you can experience the digital vault. Now, you have different levels at the digital vault. For those who might want to just try it out, they're not sure if they want to purchase a monthly subscription yet, you can always join the freebie station. The freebie station is just that. Okay? It's a station where you're going to be able to receive anything Freebie Friday related that we do, or anything freebie related, because I don't always post Freebie Friday stuff. It could be Freebie Monday, it could be Freebie Wednesday, it could be Freebie Weekend for me. But if you want access to that and you want to be able to get that stuff, you would want to subscribe to the freebie station. The freebie station is completely free for you to subscribe to. Or if you want to actually dive in and invest in Vault Access, you have two different options. You have the monthly option and then you have the yearly option. If you want to see a bill come out every month, it is $10 a month. If you want to pay one time for the year and be done, it is $100 for the year. We also have the Vault Plus MJ Access, which gets you access to me personally. So if I'm ever teaching something, if I'm ever doing a tutorial on something, you would have access to that. Now for Vault Plus MJ Access is going to be $29 a month if you want to do the monthly option, or $300 for the year if you want to purchase it out for the year. All great price points for you to be able to get whatever it is that you need, whether it's social media posts, whether it is, digital detoxing, you want to do a word search, or you want, coloring sheets, and you want to just release and let go, you would get access to all of that, whether you sign up to the freebie station or you actually purchase Vault Access or the Vault Access with MJ Access. It's a great way for you to get anything that you are looking for done in one place. Okay. Without having to worry about, other people. If your flyers are going to come out looking like ChatGPT did it, different things like that. We will be adding other services to our website, like custom services. Like if you wanted something specific to your brand, and you didn't, you may not want to full on purchase a social media manager. You want to do it, but you don't want to design it. That would be a great way for you to do that. We're still adding, we're still working, and we're still learning. So there's a lot more that I want to do. But for right now, that is the gist of the services that we want to discuss. But also, just please go shop the website. Just scroll the website and see, there might be something that, that you might love. So go for it.
Okay. All right. And thank you for sharing these, these highlights and telling us the difference between the different access that they can receive at your digital vault. Now, I did want to take a moment. Is there another product that specifically you wanted me to highlight? Oh, looks like you have some reviews.
Since we're looking at reviews, let's read the reviews.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So first review is that laugh diabolical. Okay, so first review is going to be from Tracy G, verified buyer. And he said, I recommend this product. Loving your designs. I love your designs. They're awesome.
Hey.
So that's the first review. The next one is from Katan P. I wonder who that could be.
I wonder.
And then I recommend this product. And the review that I have is quality crisp, straight to the gist, with the laughing emoji. You guys know I had to cloud a little bit. This is professional. This professional is highly recommended when it comes to delivering digital products that can be used over and over again. Sign up for the vault or get a digital freebie or a digital product. So I was really recommending all three because I've seen what all three look like and I've seen the quality behind each of them. So, and I've also seen her posting the content that she's selling as well. It's not to say that you have to post the content that you sell, because depending on who your target audience is will determine if that content is meant for you. For example, if MJ created a digital flyer dedicated to spas and it was, content that made people engage and have conversations about what they enjoyed in a wellness spa, she's probably not going to post that content herself because she's not a wellness spa owner. However, when there's content that you can use for yourself, it's also cool to see the owner, putting that to use. And so she sold the products, but she also uses them. And I see people engaging with her products. So great
Yes. Oh, can you talk
conversations.
about that for a
Yeah.
second?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
I forgot about that. Thank you for that lovely reminder. So the products that we design here at the Queen's Digital Studio, we actually use, as previously stated, we actually use our products. Case in point, our social media packs. A lot of them are not on the website yet, but we absolutely do use our products, and I keep getting notifications of, and this is a bragging moment. I'm gonna take it. Okay, we keep getting notifications of, you've been excuse me, you've been highlighted as this engaging person. There was one from today. Let me go back and look because I took a screenshot of it. I had to make sure I take my screenshot because and the reason I have to take screenshots of it is because, during the hustle and bustle of the day, I might mess around and forget it. And, that's important to my business. So, for example, one of the notifications said that your photos get 405% more views on average.
Nice.
And then there was another one just recently where it said something about an engaging creator. And, oh, here it is. You earned a consistent post creator badge and you're on a streak. That was today.
Okay.
So the things that we produce in the Queen's Digital Studio is not just saying, oh, here you go buy it and then let me know how it's working for you. No. We got receipts. We get receipts. And it works. Now you do have to put in the work. The Queen's Digital Studio is not a social media manager yet. Don't know if that's anything along the path line either. But you're going to have to put in the work. This is not just, touch and go, and you have to be consistent with it. That's one of the biggest things with social media. If you are, and I'm going back to my saying, if you are invisible, you're broke.
It's the Jasmine's.
If you're invisible, you're broke. Especially on social media, you got to be social. And not only do you have to go and socialize with other folks in their groups, in their pages, with their content, you have to start pushing out content to where you can be social. It's social media, not stagnant media.
Yeah, you have to have, if you're going to, I think it's the concept of whatever platform that you decide to walk into, make sure that you are making yourself visible, even when it's uncomfortable and even on the days when you feel like you're not getting instant gratification, because whether it's a storefront, whether it's on social media, whether it's on a website, you have to be doing something to generate that conversation and that traffic. And if you're just standing there waiting for people to come to you, they see you, but you're just waiting for them to come to you and start that conversation or be the catalyst for your brand, you'll be waiting forever because that's not their job. Their job is to come and experience and take in and consume what it is that you're producing. But if you're not producing anything on social media, off social media, websites, in store, then you're not going to see the consumers because there's nothing to consume.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. Any other products you wanted to talk about or highlight before we move into your message of the night?
Actually, that was it. That was really it. I'm proud of me. I made it through without getting completely distracted.
I'm proud of you too. Okay,
Yay.
so all right. Well, let's briefly just go back. Let me show y'all real quick because I told you that if you use my code KBOSS, capital KBOSS, and you spend $10 or more, you're going to get 10% off your order. So let me just help y'all out. Let's quickly go through some of these products, and I'm going to tell you what you could use each one for. Let's play a little game. So we have your Done For You. Just a little background info on me, guys. I am a branding specialist. I do focus on small business branding, small business elevation, as well as social media management and graphic design. So I'm going to walk through a couple of ways that I think you could use some of these products just in case you're inclined or inspired to go try it out. So we have your comment booster word sample. This is done for you engagement post. Let's click on this and learn a little bit about this item. It's $3. You can add it to your wish list or your cart. It says looking for an easy way to boost comments and interaction on your social media posts. The comment booster word game sample gives you 3 ready to use word games post designed to spark conversation. It increases engagement and keeps your audience coming back to participate. These simple how many words can you make style posts are proven to encourage followers to comment multiple times, creating longer comment threads and stronger engagement signals on your content. Perfect for creators, entrepreneurs, and social media managers who want a quick and fun way to keep their audience active. What's included? 3 word game engagement post, engagement focused format, easy to post. Why these posts works. Word games are naturally interactive. People love the challenge of finding new words, and they often return to the post multiple times to add different answers. This creates longer comment threads and higher engagement for your content. Perfect for social media managers, coaches and consultants, online business owners, content creators, community builders. All right. So she's already kind of basically laid out who it's perfect for, why it would work. And just off the top of my head, another great way that you could use content like this is you could purchase this for a camp. For example, if you are running a engagement camp or you're trying to challenge your clients or challenge your team to get out there, you could actually purchase a few as a gift and say, hey, I'm even going to help you get started. Here's what I want you to do. So that's another great way you could use that as a coach or as a social media manager creating your own course. That's the first thing that popped up in my mind because I have a boot camp. So some of these things I might actually purchase at the end of the boot camp for the people that finish. All right. So the next thing I want to look at, I'm going to do another one. And this one will be dedicated to people that aren't in the social media realm, but maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking, how can this benefit you? So let's go with activities. Oh, I'm gonna do 2 more. Activities. This page, I don't have to look at all of them because I can just tell you what this could be fun for. Now, because I'm planning on doing it myself. So when you're hosting an event for a special theme, right? Let's say you're hosting a St. Patrick's Day event. She has St. Patrick's Day coloring sheet and St. Patrick's Day word search. What I would do, these are $1 each, which is a steal. I would actually purchase probably about 30 to 40 of these, and I would use that and send it out to the guests that are attending my event. So I would say, thank you so much for attending. I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Here's a free St. Patrick's Day coloring sheet, or here's a free St. Patrick's Day word search. Try it out, and the first person to win gets da 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 da, whatever it's going to be. So I would probably end up purchasing multiple of those. Or I would send them the link and then give them a code or something like the one that I have, the 10% off. You can use that code when you get to $10 or something. But this is really cool for events. The coloring sheets is great for special events. You can download for kid events, things like that, for contest. And then there was another one that I saw. Oh, the second one is actually going to be t-shirt designs or t-shirt digitals. So if you're an entrepreneur that is deciding on having your own t-shirt business, she provides t-shirt digitals that you can purchase and then use as your own design. For example, we have the Mother acrostic poem digital download. So that's that poem. It says mother, and then it says memories made with love, offers comfort when needed, tender love, care, and respect, homework and attitude checker, endless nights of worrying, and remembers the small details. So if you're hosting an event dedicated to mothers, or a lot of mothers are going to be there, you could purchase this and then you can actually have the design, go upload the design, and then have it printed on your own t-shirt. Same thing, we have the teacher life. So another example, if you're posting or hosting a teacher event, you have the teacher life, pre-K, you could do the same thing. So these are just some examples of how you can use these digital products to benefit your events or things that you might have going on. And I did talk a lot about entrepreneurs or coaches or consultants, but this also is great for family members. For example, you have the senior 2027 volleyball shirt, and then you have the senior 2026. This is perfect for family reunions, graduations. There's so many different things so many possibilities that can come from stuff like this. You even have a breast cancer awareness shirt. It says support the fighters, admire the survivors, honor the taken. So just a couple ideas for anyone out there that's an entrepreneur thinking about hosting your own event. These are ways that you might be able to use that. So now that I've shared those ideas and showed off the products, MJ, what is the topic of the night that you are discussing?
The topic of the night that I'm going to discuss is to continue to be kind to yourself.
Great topic.
We are, and when I say we, I mean women. I cannot explain or cannot, talk for the men. The men will have to come in the comments and let me know if they do the same thing. But I know we do it as women. We are overly critical of ourselves. Some of us are our biggest critic and our worst enemy. We have to remember that we got up this morning. We did one thing. Yes, it might have been small. It might look small to somebody who doesn't know. But for somebody, for you, that person who did that one task, that could have been the difference between a good day and a great day, or a great day and a bad day. We just have to remember to continue to be kind to ourselves. Things happen during the day, things happen during the week, things happen during the month, things happen during the year. We're in May. Look at all the things that's been happening since January. Continue to be kind to yourself. Okay. The harder you are on yourself, the harder it's going to be for you to be able to, acknowledge your wins. A lot of times, acknowledging the wins makes you remember, hey, that was actually a win. Because while you might have taken it as a loss, or you might not have viewed it as a win, somebody else who you tell that to would be like, oh, girl, that's great. Congratulations. And then here you go. Oh, well, it was just this. No. Don't do that. So continue to show grace. Continue to be kind to yourself, because your mental is really going to need that.
Yeah, I agree. Beautiful message. So MJ, I do have a surprise question for you this evening. Mm-hmm. And the question that I want to ask you is, who is one entrepreneur in our directory that you want to give flowers to? And how do they inspire you, or why do you decide you want to give flowers to them this evening?
Ooh, you do this to me every time. No. Well, it's hard.
It's hard. But I need one. I need you to give me one.
Okay. I got one.
Okay.
It is so hard, because if you are, I'm going to give this background, and then I'm going to answer the question. If you are a part of the community, and I've said this one too, you can be a part of the directory and you're not a part of the community. They are two different things. Okay. They are two different experiences, and put it that way. They are the same thing, but two different experiences. One could be a part of the directory and will never reap the benefits of what's going on in the community because you didn't choose to connect. I'm going to leave that where it is. Back to the question.
I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot I got this mic on. Let me not start.
Because if I go too far into that, I'm not going to answer the question. And I want
if you go too far, we will never get to the question.
We will never get to the answer to the question. God. So try not to go too far in. We all know I can go in. Ooh. If I was to give my flowers to one business owner in the directory, I would have to go with, hands down, my bling dealer, Bling with Shell.
Bling with Shell. How ironic.
Bling with Shell. And the reason why I would have to go Bling with Shell is because I know a lot more of what she has gone through in the past year. I know more of what she is, currently dealing with. Yes, you see what's on social media. She does give great updates on what's going on with her on social media, but we have connection and we have conversations outside of social media. And the way that she is slowly starting to bounce back from this past year to come back into her businesses and get back to promoting her businesses, almost like she didn't miss a beat. I could not in my right mind ever say, Oh, well, I didn't promote today because X, Y, and Z happened. Because even while she was down, and I kid you not, even while she was down, she was still trying to find a way to promote her businesses. Listen, a lot of people make excuses. A lot of people make excuses. Shelly was one, she was trying to figure out how to do it when she was able to. She did actually take her rest, her proper rest. And I'm proud of her because I know in the middle of that, she wanted to be promoted, but she could not physically do it. Now that she can physically promote her products and physically go hard for her brand, it's almost like she did not take off for 6 months. Because if you're paying attention to Shelly on Facebook, if you're paying attention to Bling Michelle, if you're paying attention to Shelly's Tupperware, you would have thought that she was still in business and nothing ever happened to her. Meanwhile, she done had surgeries.
Yeah, plural, not one.
Not one, plural. She done had surgeries. She had to be down for months, but you would never know it because she keeps a smile on her face and she gonna sell her product. So hands down, if I had to just choose one, it would be her. Shelly, you know I love you, girl. You know I love you.
Okay, I'm gonna put Shelly's information on the page one more time. Shelly is also one of our sponsors of the show, and I definitely have to add to that and just continue to give her more flowers and say, I agree with you on that, MJ. She's definitely someone who is always trying to find a way to promote their business. And like you said, a lot of times people have a lot of excuses. And I'm not saying this to shame anybody. I'm not saying this to make anyone feel bad because I'm sure you already feel bad if you're making excuses and you know that you're making excuses. But
Right.
sometimes people are not aware that these excuses sometimes come from an internal fear, a fear of what if I'm not accepted, a fear of what if nobody understands what I'm doing, a fear of
Mhm.
what if I look silly, a fear of what if what I have to talk about isn't important enough. And so what it moves into is an excuse. And they come in many different shapes and forms. So it's very easy to normalize the excuses to the point where you start to tell yourself, excuse me, that you can't achieve what you're trying to achieve because of those reasons that are behind you. When in reality, there are people in this world who are praying for the ability to have the physical capability to do what it is that you're able to do, to physically be able to get up and go sell products or to mentally be able to create something. There are people praying for that, wishing they had that opportunity to do that. And you have it. And so when I hear what you said, I think about Shelly in that sentiment as well of this is someone who has gone through a lot of changes in her life. She is a kidney transplant recipient. She helped with taking care of her mother while her mother was sick as well as a young child. Um, she's been a pillar stone for a lot of people in her community, her family. So consistently just showing up and making things happen, regardless of all of the things that have happened to her in her life, it's like it's a reminder that you don't have to allow your circumstances to define your story. They can be a part of it, but they don't have to define who you are. That's just a part of who you are. It's not your entire identity. And so for anyone out there that might be going through things in their life, just a reminder, like that doesn't have to be your entire identity. But also, we focus so much on what we don't have. Take a moment to appreciate what you do have and use that and be grateful for it, and stop feeding into this idea that social media feeds us that we're not enough where we're at, that you can't achieve greatness because you don't have X, Y, and Z, or you're not in front of this person or that person. Because the reality is you have everything you need right here. It's just about, are you going to show up? Are you going to be visible? Back to what MJ was saying earlier. So thank you for that. That was a really nice. That was a really nice one. Um, now that I've had you answer that question, MJ, I do want to go ahead and give you an opportunity to just sign off. If there's one last message that you want people to think about over the weekend, what would that be?
One last message that I want to leave with the audience this evening, outside of being kind to yourself, is stay consistent. Stay consistent. Whatever you're doing, whatever you need to build your consistency in, build it. Okay. Consistency is a skill. It's not something you're going to have, immediately. It's like getting up and riding a bike. Right? You got to learn to get up and ride the bike. Same thing with building your consistency. You're going to have to learn to get up and do the work. Okay. And the work could be anything. It could be work within your business. It could be work within your home. It could be work within your body, work within your life. Whatever you're building consistency in, start building that consistency. That consistency is going to start with small tasks. And depending on, which facet of your life you're talking about, it's going to be where you start your consistency. For me, my consistency was built in getting up and going to the gym. I had to build towards getting up and going to the gym and becoming a morning gym girl. Okay. It's not something that, I just up and said, oh, anybody who know me and MJ like to sleep. So I had to consistently get up and go to the gym, do my push-ups, or in my case, my least favorite exercise to do is cardio. Mm-hmm. Get up, go do your cardio, and continue to get up and go do your cardio. It's something you have to do every day. And I'm using the gym for an example, but you can take out the gym and put in whatever example you feel that you need to. Whatever example relates to you is the one that you need to build your consistency in. Use that. Okay, consistency in getting and doing your homework on time. Consistency in going to the gym. Consistency in cooking at the house. Consistency in cleaning up the house.
Consistency in reminding yourself that you're doing a good job.
Consistency in being kind to yourself.
Yep.
Build your consistency, whatever that looks like for you.
That was a great message, MJ. I would like to say thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you for being a member of our directory and a sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring our upcoming Soft Girl Sunday. I'm really excited about that. So for anyone, yeah, I am too. And it's going to be perfect because it matches the theme of, just being able to encourage the community, encourage the youth, because that's what this upcoming Soft Girl Sunday event will be about. We're not talking about the Juneteenth one. I'm talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog themed or inspired Juneteenth, or not Juneteenth, Lord, Sonic the Hedgehog inspired Juneteenth. Sonic the Hedgehog inspired Soft Girl Sunday.
We're going to leave that other part alone.
Okay, listen. Okay, we already got the Juneteenth covered. So for this one, it'll be Sonic the Hedgehog themed, and it'll allow, mothers to come out, bring their children. They can play games. We got some fun games. We got some Simon Says. We got group games for the adults and for the kids. And we have gifts and raffles for the kids and for the adults. So it's just about making a space for moms to be able to come out and have a good time, because I know that for a lot of women who have children, sometimes they can't always get out because they don't have a babysitter, or they're not at a place where they are trusting of someone watching their child. So there's many cases where they're not invited to things because their friends feel like, well, you have kids, so you can't come out. So I wanted to create an event where we're inviting all the moms to come out, have a good time. The kids can laugh and have a good time, but they can network and socialize too with other adults and not be in that bubble of, not having any other adults too that they can connect with. And, whether it's for business, friendship, whatever it might be. But I do think that companionship and socialization is key to a great mental. So that's what we're promoting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But thank you for being a sponsor. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I was very surprised when I got that message, but I was like, yes, why not? It makes sense, and we're always here to support the cause. I'm excited for you to get that item when you do get it, because I know you're going to do Facebook Reels and IG Reels and pictures, and
videos.
I'm going to get videos. I'm going to get notifications. You've been invited as a collaborator.
I love it too. I love how quickly you get to those collaboration accepts. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get this.
Listen, that's a consistency I had to build right there, getting on Instagram and checking Instagram messages.
Yeah. It's
I had
hard
to
because we
build it.
got a lot of platforms to manage. It's not just Instagram, it's Facebook. Then you have your business, then you have your emails, and you have your
Yes.
messages. Then if
And
you working with contractors, yeah.
Instagram always get lost. So that's a consistency I had to build to actively get on Instagram and check out the stuff.
Ooh, I
Because
appreciate you for that consistency.
you could be missing out on good collaborations because you didn't hit accept.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's the cool thing about Instagram collaborations is how our audiences are merged now. So all of my people are seeing your stuff, all of your people are seeing it. And the fun part about it is that a lot of my people that are following me, they've already seen the product. So when they get to see the collaboration, it's just like another, recollection in their head of like, oh, this is
Yeah.
the brand that. So that's why I love Instagram
Yeah.
collaborations so
And it's
much.
almost like they're putting a name to the brand because you see the
Hmm.
brand, you know somebody is running this brand,
Yeah.
but until the business owner accepts the collaboration, you don't know who's running the brand. So
Yeah.
then
And
you
then
know,
it's at the top too. So instead of
yeah,
just being, you know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
I
and
didn't mean to
then
interrupt you though.
people, you're good, and then people get to see, hey, this is the act. Because most times when I'm getting tagged as collaborator, I'm getting tagged across all my pages, including my personal page. So you get to see this little old face here. Yeah,
Highly recommend. Guys, get on collaborations if you haven't already started. Facebook has them too. It looks a little different, but if you haven't started using the
yeah,
Instagram
Facebook's
collabs,
a little different.
got
I
to
think
get
you have
on
to have
there.
a certain amount of followers on that page you're collaborating with.
Hmm.
So
I
like
think,
Travel with MJ has enough, but MJ's Tees doesn't have enough yet to be a collaborator. Like if I was doing I don't know, my clients is going on a trip and MJ's Tees did the t-shirts for them.
mhm.
Something like that on Facebook. That's how that it we're working on it.
Okay.
We're,
She said, we're working on it.
we're working on
Yeah. Either way, if you have that Facebook, try it. If you can't do it on Facebook, do the Instagram. Because I was going to say another way around that is if you post a collaboration on Instagram and it posts to your Facebook page too, it may
it. Yeah.
not pop up the same as like sharing the page on Facebook, but it will pop up with everyone that collaborated. Like it'll tag every person that you tag. So
Yeah. Yeah.
some gems for anybody out there that's thinking about doing it. We share a lot of business gems, consistency gems, mental health gems. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us on the show this week.
Thank you for having me and the opportunity to be here. Never a dull moment.
All right.
Never a dull moment. And we will be back. Actually, we'll probably be back before the end of the month. So,
Okay, good, good. Thank you for your consistency. We appreciate you.
oh, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
All right. You have a wonderful evening, MJ. It's been a pleasure as always interviewing you, and I'll make sure to share your information in the comments.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night. All right. So that was another awesome interview with MJ, founder of the Queens Digital Studio.net. And what I'm going to do is drop her social media information for anyone that wants to go view her website. And I want to remind everyone that if you are using my code, which is KBOSS, capital KBOSS, you can receive 10% off of your order, but you have to spend $10 or more. So if you get up there, use it. If you don't, just try out her products and see what you think. Let's see. We got her travel with MJ.net was the travel business that she was talking about earlier. So I'm actually going to pin that to the top or pin that down there. And then the second one is the Queens Digital Studio.net, the Queens Digital Studio.net. So those are both her businesses. And this evening, I do have a message that I feel like it might hit someone in the right place. Someone out there who's been working hard and consistently trying to show up for everyone at all times. And I also have a freebie as well for anyone that wants to take advantage of this freebie. So, first, what I need to do actually while I'm talking about this freebie is I need to make sure that we have the freebie set and ready to go. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, we do. All right. So tonight, for anyone that's watching the live, I'm going to have a freebie associated with this conversation. This is something I'm just doing off the rip or off the fly, whatever you want to call it. So what you're going to do is you're going to text us at 833-705-4352, and you're going to text the word relax. That's what you're going to text us. Okay. And you're going to get a freebie. It's just a downloaded PDF, just a nice little chart. Well, not even a PDF, it's a photo, but it's a chart of the conversations that we're having this evening, so that if you feel like it resonates with you and you want that reminder, you can just take advantage of it. So I want to start off by mentioning that this is actually going to be found on my social media networking community called Boss Networking. It's a long name, but I'm going to say it. Boss Networking for U.S. Small Businesses via Boss Babe blog. We have 4.9 thousand members in this community. So if you have not already joined and started promoting your business, connecting with others, I highly recommend. It is nationwide, so you don't have to be in one specific state. You can connect, and you can also find clients in different parts of the U.S. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Ooh, excuse me. I don't mean to be yawning in y'all's face like that. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday, Devron. All right. So I'm going to drop the link in the comments. Okay, there we go. And let's just have a really good conversation tonight about taking care of ourselves and being there for ourselves. I also want to share a free resource, as well as a social media, a content creation boot camp, if you are someone that wants to take advantage of that. And if you still have questions, you can head on over to bossbabeblog.com and we will take care of you there. All right. So tonight I asked a question. I said, have you ever felt, oh, hold on. Sorry, y'all. Oh, so sorry. Okay. Have you ever felt at any time like your life, in your life, like romance or business or any relationship, the more you give to a person, the more entitled they become? Have you ever experienced that? And if you have, please drop an emoji in the comments and let me know that you relate to this conversation that we're about to have. But you can drop a heart in the comments if you've ever felt like at any time in your life, romance or business or friendship, the more you gave to an individual, the more entitled they became. So I want to talk about this because this is something that resonates with me. When you are a person that is constantly showing up for other people and you are constantly giving and trying to do more, sometimes people mistake that for something that's not valuable or something that's not rich. And the more entitled they become as they receive it. So tonight I want to talk about two different theories, two different psychological theories that I want to discuss with you. So I said, you're not crazy. You're not negative. You're simply calling out behaviors that a lot of brains don't catch when they are dealing with people and trying to build relationships. Sometimes as humans, we don't catch every behavior. You might catch a behavior where you realize that you're overstepping a boundary. You may catch a behavior where you realize you're saying something that's not positive, but we don't catch every single behavior in many cases. And I'm saying that because I want to make sure that it's clear that I'm not trying to judge or bash anybody, but I want to talk about this for people who are givers, that are constantly trying to be available to other people all the time. So let's talk about some theories and tell me if anything resonates with you. Energy, boundaries, and relationship dynamics. Why giving too much can unintentionally create expectation instead of appreciation. I want to repeat that one more time because I love that. Why giving too much can sometimes create expectation instead of appreciation. And I'm seeing that Facebook is doing something, so let me just go ahead and screenshot my little message before they start causing problems tonight. Y'all, hold on. Okay, I see some emojis in the chat. It looks like we got a few people that are resonating with what I have to talk about here. I got a few things I gotta get off my chest. Let's see. And I want to help anyone that might be going through this as well. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Thank you for your patience. Facebook has been doing something odd lately where, like, I try to read what I'm saying or what I messaged and it doesn't keep it on the screen long enough. So I don't know what that's about, but we'll just work through it. Okay, here we go. Wait, no, we don't. Hold on. All right. Okay. So, like I said, why giving too much can unintentionally create expectation instead of appreciation. I'll leave this comment while I have this conversation. So, the social exchange theory, origin developed by John and Harold Kelly, two different people. John Thibaut, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but it's John Thibaut and Harold Kelly in 1959. So y'all could check that out. So, relationship function is like an ongoing exchange of value, energy, attention, and support. People naturally compare what they give versus what they receive. They naturally compare that. Healthy relationships feel balanced over time, not necessarily equal in every moment. So there's going to be moments in a relationship where you guys might not be giving at the same rate. And I think that's perfectly fine because as long as there's balance, that's all that matters. So a great example would be I have I have friends in different parts of the world, right? And I have one friend and she will call and check in on me every now and then, right? We don't always talk every day because I'm just not a phone person. I'm not a text person. I'm not a phone person. I'll do my best, but I really do more of like check-ins. Hey, how you doing stuff? But I'm not gonna be doing that back and forth rigmarole that people like to do. I can't do it. My brain just can't even stay in a conversation. Let's get on a live. Let's have a phone call, like a video call or something if we can't meet physically. But I'm not gonna be texting all day. That's just me. But I'm saying all that to say that I have a friend who she will check in on me and just see how I'm doing. And sometimes there will be months where she'll check in on me a little more than what I'm checking in on her. And then there'll be months where I'm checking on her a little more than she's checking on me. I'm not taking it personally. I'm not looking at it like it's a negative because I know that where I can give, and where she can give. So naturally, we just balance out. Maybe I can't buy everything all the time from her business, right? But I can share and talk about all this wonderful stuff she's doing. I can promote her brand. Those are things that I can do. Maybe she can't buy every single thing, but she can sponsor or she can, share a post on her platform and we support each other in that nature. So I do agree with that concept. How do you guys feel about that? The next part is when imbalanced, one person consistently gives more. The other person begins to adapt the imbalance as normal. So I'm adapting that imbalance as this is just our normal relationship of you always overgiving and me always receiving and rarely giving. So high effort becomes expected instead of appreciated. Because you have given so much of yourself, so much attention, so much energy, that's now what people are expecting. It's not appreciated anymore. It's just expected. If you always cooked me a delicious dinner every Monday, I'm expecting that there's a delicious dinner there and it needs to be delicious and it needs to taste this way because that's what I'm expecting. It's normal versus me appreciating the fact that you took the time to prepare a meal for me, and saying thank you every time. That's just what our brains do in this theory. Now, here's the second part. I might mess this word up a little bit. This is a different concept. This is the reciprocity norm. Sometimes I can say the word, sometimes I can't, but tonight is just one of those nights, been a long week. So the origin is identified by Alvin Gouldner in 1960. The social rule: kindness and support are typically returned over time. This helps maintain trust, fairness, and connections in relationships. When broken, one person gives without boundaries. The return expectation weakens and receiving becomes assumed instead of reciprocated. And then let's take a pause. Or actually, let me finish that. This is not always intentional. It is a learned behavior based on patterns. Important insight. Healthy relationships are not about withholding care. They are about structured generosity. So I'm going to come back to that. Let's look at this comment. In business, yes, I was giving vacation vouchers to those that would help with building my community. After a while, this person would message me asking for it without assisting in the mission. That's a really great example. If anyone else has an example in your business, in your personal life, in your relationship where you gave so much of yourself, or you were overly accessible, or you were overly giving to the point where people started to expect that from you, share that in the comments. And that's a really great pointer because I think it's great for entrepreneurs to remember that, you have to make sure that you are being intentional about how you give. And when you notice these behaviors, it's okay to take a step back or say that this doesn't make sense for me. Because, like you said, In the beginning, you were doing it so that you could grow your business, grow that community, let people know, bring awareness. But then it became I'm expecting that I'm going to get this voucher and I really don't have to do anything. I'm just going to get it. And sometimes people do that. They don't even realize they're doing it. And we have to stop for a moment, pause, and be appreciative of what people are putting out there for us and say, I'm gonna be the exception to the rule. So great. Hi, hey Victoria, thanks for joining. Happy Thursday. And looks like that Devron related with that conversation. So Victoria, right now we're talking about um, have you ever had a time in your life, in your business, in your relationship, in a friendship, where you overgave to the point where that person that you were giving to started to just expect that from you? It was almost like they felt entitled to it. So instead of them saying thank you or being appreciative, they're just expecting that it's owed to them because you have given so much. Anything, any service, any level of accessibility to yourself, let us know in the comments if you can relate with that. So back to where I had left off, which is what happens over time. Oh, I'm sorry, important insight. Healthy relationships are not about withholding care, they are about structured generosity. Without boundaries, giving becomes draining. Ooh, feel free to let us know what that well, I mean, you said an ex-friend, so that's clearly not multiple people, but if you want to share, feel free to share. We're here to listen, without, getting nobody in trouble and that. Okay. So, without boundaries, giving becomes draining. Relationships become one-sided. Emotional exhaustion builds quietly. With boundaries, respect is maintained. Uh, Reciprocation stays active and appreciation remains present. I can relate to this because at one point in time, I used to be so energetic and gung ho about giving and doing certain things for people in my life. And it got to the point because they were receiving these things, they just started to expect it. It wasn't even like a, hey, how are you doing today? Could you help me with this? It was like, a, hey, what's the answer to this? Where do I go to find that? What do you do for this? And even though I love being able to give people solutions, I'm human. I'm not a robot. And there's days when I'm tired and I need to rest. And I can't be giving consultations all day long or answering business questions all day long. Like I had a time when I was laying down in my bed and the person proceeded to start asking me questions about building their business. And I had to just hang up the phone. I ain't even gonna lie. So if you're watching this live, yes, I hung up that phone, baby. I did. It wasn't the connection. It was me. I was tired. I had a long day and I just got done saying I was tired. And then you moved into asking me, where should you go to start X, Y, and Z? And I hung up. And you thought it was because of connection. Baby, wasn't no connection. I had to get off because I was tired. And sometimes you have enough energy to communicate that you're tired. But in that night, I had given it my all. And I had already expressed that I was tired before they proceeded to start talking about, the business. But I wasn't being heard. And I was tired. So I just got off the phone, just hung up. So yes, giving can become draining when you do not have boundaries. Relationships become one-sided. It starts to feel like every time we're in this relationship, I am pushing harder than you are, and we should be pushing together. You might take a break sometimes and then start pushing, but I got to take a break too. And sometimes I'm gonna want to take a break when you want to push, and that's okay. You can get up and keep pushing. But these are boundaries are required. The next thing is with boundaries, respect is maintained, reciprocation stays active, and appreciation remains present. So let's move to the last part of this conversation. The message or the conclusion that I want to say is the final thought. Generosity is powerful, but sustainable generosity requires limits. When people know access is unlimited, they tend to value it less. When people know that access is limited, they tend to value it more. Balance protects both connection and personal energy. It's not just about being mean. It's not about saying no. It's not about just boundaries. It's about protecting your relationship that you're trying to grow and build with someone. You cannot successfully build it if you are not kind to yourself. And the only way you can be kind to yourself is by expressing, honoring, and respecting your own boundaries. And if they understand that, wonderful. And if they don't, that is not your responsibility. So You have to keep that in mind when you're developing these relationships, because the argument that I get from a lot of people is, well, I was raised to always give. It doesn't matter who I give to, I'm going to give my very last. And that might be so, but how does that affect the relationship that you have with that individual if they're always just expecting that you are here to give something and not understanding that you're human too and that you're not a robot? Um, the conclusion that I had with this message was, even though in the moment you may not feel like overgiving to a person is damaging in your relationship, the more you do it, the more it sometimes becomes expected by some people. Next thing you know, they're expecting things from you that they are truly not entitled to. And you overgiving and doing more becomes a normal for them. Um, I resonate with this message because I found myself in relationships where I looked up and realized that because I had given so much to an individual, they now felt entitled to things from me, whether that be access, whether that be training, whether that be free services. They felt entitled to it. It wasn't like, can I get this? It was like, I'm going to get this. When are you free? Or sometimes it wasn't even when are you free. It was just, we're going to have the conversation now. And I had to hold myself accountable for following through or not following through with communicating what my boundaries were. And after I did that, I was able to see a lot more success in my own happiness and pulling my body out of that stressful and anxiety driven space that it was in, because I was over giving to the point where I wasn't checking my own self or filling my own cup. There's a level of anxiety that your body starts to have when you are constantly going and you aren't taking a break to take care of yourself. And I was starting to develop that to the point where little things that normally would not stress me out would heighten my stress levels, where I could feel it in my body and I would have to take 30 seconds to a minute to just breathe and calm down, because your stress levels shouldn't be going that high with things that are not that big of a deal. So once I started to notice that within myself, I realized that there was a huge need for change in the way that I was approaching things and how many times I was approaching things. I don't repeat myself. I don't have the same conversation anymore. I used to try to push the message to someone. I don't try to push the message to them. I explain it as many times as I feel it needs to be explained. And after I finished explaining it, I move on from it. And what they take from it is their decision and their responsibility. But only thing I'm responsible for are my actions. And so that's where knowing your boundaries and being real with yourself about what you can handle, what capacity you're at, is extremely important. Um, Now that I've shared all this information, I would like to end our live by just sharing, number one, some resources, and number two, our boot camp that we have coming up. So we're going to start off with first our resources, free resources for anyone that's just needing a little bit of insider information or anything like that. So we're going to go to my Patreon page, and we're going to take a look at my Resource Sunday post that I made. It's a hot pink post and it's free. Oh, I'm sorry, I have two freebies for everyone this evening. So the first freebie, you're going to text the word relax to 833-705-4353. I'm sorry, 833-705-4352, not 53. Don't go texting some random person. You're going to text the word relax in all caps to 833-705-4352. And I'm going to be sending you a complimentary chart with all the information that I just shared on this live about setting boundaries, about the importance of, being generous, but not over giving to the point where you are no longer appreciated and your kindness and your generosity is just expected from people. So if you're interested in that, text me that number and you can take advantage of that PDF. And we're going to do this all the way until the end of the month. So until the end of May. Now, I do want to go ahead and share the complimentary resources that we have available. This is from my Resource Sunday post. And let me put that on the screen. Hold on. It's already on the screen. Or at least I thought, there we go. Okay, so Resource Sunday. That is the name of the post. And it says tools, training, connection, let's grow. So What I would like to do is share the link for anyone that would like to take advantage of this free post. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Copy link, and here we go. So, free resources. This is free resources for business owners, entrepreneurs, event attenders all around the U.S. So Texas and nationwide. All right. So the first resource that we're sharing this week's powerful lineup of opportunities for entrepreneurs at every stage, whether you're building from your laptop or showing up in your local community. Number one, we have a nationwide live selling expo. Free seats available. Entrepreneurs can join our live selling live expo where you can get to present, promote, and sell your products on a nationwide streaming show. Normally, it will be $10 to participate for a 20-minute showcase. Right now, we have 3 free seats left, and actually, it's 2 now. This is your chance to get visibility, connect with new customers, and show what your brand has to offer in real time. Another thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to this is that we have gained sales for each expo that we've done. So we started the expo about 2 months ago. Every expo we've gained sales, whether it was, well, every expo that we've had there. Our seller, who is Kanitra, she sells shoes. She's gained sales on every expo. I've gained sales on the expos. So I'm saying that to say that if you're someone that is trying to sell products or present services, there are real shoppers on this live that enjoy shopping with small businesses. So you can join. If you would like to be a part of this expo, you're going to text the words expo in all caps, EXPO, to 833-705-4352. Next, we have Content Creation Bootcamp. So this is a $5 a month content creation bootcamp. It's 2 months. So it's a beginner-friendly bootcamp designed for entrepreneurs who need structure, clarity, and consistency with content creation. Open enrollment starts now. Week 1 is already ready immediately, and it's perfect for those who don't know where to start, who can't afford a full-time social media team yet, who need support with showing up online with confidence, and is also focused on building momentum, not perfection. So if you're someone that's trying to build that momentum versus perfection, you want to join. You want to sign up by subscribing to our Patreon account at $5 a month. The last opportunity that we have is going to be North Texas Entrepreneur Meetup in person. So this is going to be located in McKinney, Texas, a live community gathering featuring entrepreneurial Q&A, a real conversation around growing, healing, and business strategy. Topics include overcoming obstacles and grief in business and in life, using your voice for impact and purpose, branding, marketing, and brand positioning, brand awareness, ambassador programs, business ideas, selling strategies, and practical tips. One event, real dialogue, real connection. You can reserve your seat with the link that's attached to this post. Now, this week's resources are intentionally diverse. 2 are nationwide and online, giving access no matter where you are, and 1 is local in-person experience in Texas to build that community face-to-face. If you're building something right now, there's a space for you here to plug in. Now that I've shared that, we're going to move to the Content Creation Bootcamp for any entrepreneurs that are trying to get to a space where, you know, you're growing your business and stepping out of your comfort zone. So this is the photo for the Content Creation Bootcamp that we got going on here. And like I said, this bootcamp is $5 a month. It's very affordable. Now let's move into talking about the bootcamp. Hold on. There we go. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link for anyone that will be interested in being a part of this bootcamp. Give me 1 second. I just had it. Oh, there it is. All right. So resource, and this is our bootcamp. And this is actually a free video walking you through what you should know about this bootcamp to help you with deciding on if you want to join it. So that is the Content Creation Bootcamp. All right, so let's talk about this. It says, introducing Content Creation Bootcamp. Let's go. The course format. So this is an online intensive program, Patreon based. It is 8 weeks, structured through weekly modules and final certification challenge. A course description. This bootcamp is a structured, accountability-driven program designed to help entrepreneurs develop consistency, confidence, execution skills, and in content creation. Participants will move through the mindset development, system building, strategic planning, content execution, and long term scheduling. The program emphasizes discipline, clarity, and action based growth. Course objectives. By the end of this course, participants will be able to develop a structured content creation system, build accountability habits that support consistency, overcome fears of visibility and public judgment, create aligned content that reflects their mission and audience, schedule content in advance for long term momentum, confidently appear on multiple platforms to expand brand awareness, execute a sustainable content creation strategy independently. For more information, now, we're excited to introduce our 8-week content creation bootcamp hosted exclusively on Patreon for just $5 a month. This program is designed to be accessible, structured, and results driven. If after the first month you decide it's not the right fit for you, you may cancel at any time and only commit to 1 month. If you enjoy your experience, you can renew and continue building momentum for a second month. This bootcamp is built on the understanding that sometimes we don't just need grace, we need accountability. Growth requires structure, feedback, consistency, and execution. We believe in leading ourselves with compassion while still holding ourselves to the standard required to move our business forward. This experience is for entrepreneurs who are serious about creating aligned content, receiving honest feedback, and taking consistent action. It's for those who value integrity, follow through, and measurable progress, not perfection, but progress. Enrollment is open. You can subscribe to our Patreon account for $5 a month and receive all of the insight, including bootcamp. For the bootcamp, you can also purchase the bootcamp as a bundle. Right now, the bootcamp as a bundle is $30. Now that I've shared all of that information, I really just want to move to talk about who the course is for. So if you are trying to see a change in your mindset, if you're wanting to get to the space where you're actually posting this without having to be nervous or think about what to post, you're more consistent with your content, then you may want to try this out. If you're someone that is struggling and you don't even know where to start, but you are willing, you may want to check out the content creation course. The link is attached in the comments. You can also just go to patreon.com/bossbabeblog. So it's going to be patreon.com/bossbabeblog. And that's how you can join the content creation bootcamp. You can also text us at 833-705-4352 if you would like to take advantage of the bootcamp. But like I said, it's $5 a month for 2 months. You get all of the content that you need within those 2 months. You can take that information and then go execute. Now that I've shared that and the resources, I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone that stayed on this evening and, had a conversation with us or shared your own personal insight and perspective on what we discussed. I would also like to end by reminding everyone that if you would like that free download, that free image of the chart sharing what I talked about as far as self-care, I'm doing this month only. And you're going to text us at 833-705-4352. And I'm going to send that out personally tonight. So just text the word relax to 833-705-4352. And it's just a free chart of the information that we discussed on this live about the importance of creating boundaries and understanding how sometimes overgiving can affect how people perceive the value of your business or yourself in relationships and friendships and business, all of those different areas. So thank you so much for watching the Boss Babe Business Show. I hope that you got something, to help uplift you, help grow you. And I would like to end with a special thank you to all of our subscribers. I appreciate everyone that has subscribed on our channels. We are now at 241 subscribers on YouTube. So we're 9 subscribers away from giving out that free digital business card design to one person. So make sure you go subscribe. And then for all of the people that watch our platforms, that view our platforms but haven't commented, I just want to say I thank you and I appreciate you. I got a wonderful, heartfelt message today from someone sharing that an individual watched my platforms and had all the information about my business and stuff. And I just want to tell you, I truly appreciate every single person for whatever way that they show up and support Boss Babe Blog. I do appreciate all of my supporters. So thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I'll see you guys at our next Boss Babe Business Show. If you would like to join us again for some great conversation, or you would just like to be interviewed, head on over to bossbabeblog.com, text us, and let's make it happen. Bye-bye.